Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about transit Jupiter conjunct one's natal Venus. Now, when we're talking about transits that involve Jupiter, this could be about enlargement, expanding horizons, expansion in general, exuberance, enthusiasm, and even optimism. Now, when we're talking about transit Jupiter conjunct one's natal Venus, well, this could be about some cases the enlargement, expanding horizons, exuberance, and optimism regarding money. You might be more enthusiastic in trying to make more money. Say this is in Gemini, it could be in manifold fields or manifold ways of doing so. Um, Venus is also connected with love, so it could be about the enlargement and expansion of love, whether it may be you're expressing more sentiments perhaps toward a loved one, or it could be, just simply fortuitous for love at this time. This is also, if it's in again going back to the zodiac sign Gemini, it could be superficial love or loves as well. Also, this Venus is about values as well, so this could be about really, really more enthusiastic in matters that are connected with your values at this time. If it's in Taurus, for example, it could be about valuing perseverance, persistence, and patience, and really being more exuberant about these things. At this time, you may be applying it more toward your life. Also, too, Venus is about enjoyment as well, and the fact that Jupiter is about enthusiasm and exuberance and joy. I mean, this is a time. This could be a very, you could say, a happy period for you to say the absolute least. This could be about a love of humor at this time. Jupiter is also about humor. Venus can be about what we love, so you get the idea. Now, could also be expanding the food that we love, or it could simply be eating more of the food we love at this time. So you got to watch the waistline perhaps a little bit at this time, because Venus again could be about the food we love to indulge in. Jupiter can enlarge things. Jupiter is, is about expansion. And also, too, this could be very positive for things with your self-worth and self-esteem and how you feel about yourself at this time. It might be a very good time to expand your own self-worth and enlarge that, and that could obviously be beneficial to you. When you start feeling better about yourself, you're more apt to be able to go out and do things, and it could be expanding your horizons with this transit. Now, also too, it could be about really increasing your relationships this time, and especially, I mean, if you're somebody that's very introverted and introspective, and your chart is such, say, for example, having a preponderance of planets below the horizon, it could be a very propitious period for going out and interacting with more people at this time. Um, and also, Venus could be about legalities and legal matters, so it could be a time too, which could be very auspicious for those things. But sometimes it may enlarge those matters as well when you have this transit of Jupiter hitting your natal Venus. And keep in mind too, anatomically speaking, Venus is connected with the throat, the neck, thyroid, kidneys, lower back. So it's important. I mean, this could enlarge issues with those at this time in some cases, and especially, I mean, say if you have your natal Venus in the first or sixth house in your natal chart. First house, of course, is connected with the physical body. The sixth house can be about physical health debilitations and issues. Uh, it can be as well. Say if it's in Taurus, it could be might exacerbate very persistent issues with the lower back, or something with the throat or the neck. Um, and also, this could be about really more enthusiastic regarding expressing sentiments at this time and feelings. Um, Going back to zodiac sign Gemini, could be manifold feelings, or it just really say if you have this in the zodiac sign Cancer, it could be expressing really maybe unconditional love uh, towards somebody, being more enthusiastic regarding that. Um, and also, Venus is about peace as well, and this could be a very good time for yourself if you're trying to seek some peace and tranquility. Say if you have this in Pisces, it could be through some isolation or finding some remote, desolate area through meditation or spirituality. And it's also about art as well. So this could be a time where it could actually be very prosperous if you are an artist and you're doing some drawing or painting or sculpting. This could be a time where you might be more prosperous in doing so at this time. It could be just a very advantageous transit for money in general, since you're talking about Jupiter, the planet of prosperity, contacting Venus, which can be connected with money. This may also be a time where you're very exuberant regarding doing things that you love. Say, it could be if it's in Sagittarius, for example, it could be doing something with sports or the outdoors, exploration, something with religion or philosophy or publishing. And this could be a time where you really might be speaking more of that veritable truth about a lover and about a monetary situation. Jupiter, remember that it does rule Sagittarius, so it can sometimes be very tactless energy. But the thing about it is, the truth is it's always better to be about the truth than it is about fallacy. But anyway, let's say if you have this in Virgo in your 8th house as an example, it could be really being very truthful and veracious about the details regarding money in an inheritance, or maybe the truth is unveiled to you regarding that. Or it could be about a very frugal, say again, if it's in Virgo in the 8th house is where you're experiencing this transit, it could be about a very frugal or even parsimonious lover that might be somebody that you're in an intimate connection, very intimate connection with. It could also be on a positive end, this transit could also manifest in very greater propensity for maybe prosperity through art. And say if this is in Pisces, it could be through some abstract or fictional or fantasy art. In Gemini, it could be some cartoon or animated type drawings or art. And also too, it could be a greater tendency perhaps toward foreign relationships at this time, or any kind of relationship that could be connected with Jupiter. It could be, not just someone foreigner, but it could be somebody that's very religious, a philosophical person, maybe somebody that's involved in sports in some capacity. Say if this is in Aquarius, it could be somebody that might be, say Jupiter in a transit, Jupiter hitting your natal Venus in Aquarius. It might be a foreigner that might be very eccentric or non-conforming, or it could even be an Aquarius sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Aquarius characteristics. This could also be very fortuitous for very peaceful, tranquil, amicable resolutions or negotiations at this time. Say if this is in the zodiac sign Cancer or the 4th house, it could be something home related. Maybe it's some issue over some encroachment, or there's some issue of something on one's property going on another person's property, and you resolve it at this time. But another thing too, say if it falls in the zodiac sign Taurus, it could be some issue connected with money. That might be your possessions, resources, that might come to an amicable resolution or conclusion at this time. Also too, in remote and isolated cases, this could also manifest in the enlargement of Venus health related issues. Remember, as I've stated in previous videos, is that Jupiter, though it's very strongly benign and benevolent, can also have a tendency to enlarge and expand and exacerbate issues in some cases. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. But anyway, now the fact that it can mean this transit could give a greater propensity toward enlarging Venus health-related issues, especially if this falls in the first or sixth house in your natal chart. It could be something with the throat or kidneys or lower back, or it could simply, in some cases too, I mean, this could also be, keep in mind that Jupiter also rules certain body parts anatomically speaking, and you're talking about Venus can be about values and money. So it can in some cases manifest in some issues that may be connected, like something Jupiter related with the liver or sciatic nerve or pancreas or hip. Um, and it might be something that maybe you put more value and stock in if you have issues with them, or if you're just trying to maybe do a checkup to see if those things are okay at this point in time. And it could also be, where you might, you might be concerned. It could be some issue with the money that's needed for them, or maybe it costs more money than what you originally anticipated. And a lot of this could be predicated and dependent on the aspects that this makes to points in your chart at the time of the transit. Same adverse aspect to your natal Saturn, there may be more difficulty if you're trying to get the money needed for these issues. But let's say if it makes a sextile or trine to your own natal Jupiter, it could be a situation where you actually it's more auspicious for coming up with the money that's needed to take care of those Jupiterian, say, health-related issues. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying.